Greetings, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my corner of the earth. I am S Earth, and I hope that everyone is doing well. As always, I'm sending you all love. Hi to all of my new friends, and much love to all of my returning friends out there. Happy spring, everyone. It's officially spring. I hope allergies aren't killing anyone in the way that they are trying to destroy me. But nonetheless, this is going to be our 11-month microloc update. Please stay a while. I have a couple of things that I would like to share with you all. So first things first is I am officially 11 months microlocked, which means that a year is coming soon. So I turned 11 months on April 16th, and I got my most recent retie on the 18th of April. And overall, I want to say that I have been experiencing a couple of mixed emotions when it comes to my hair. There's happiness, there's concern, there's also a little bit of sadness, and anxiousness. I'll say that. Why am I feeling these emotions? So happy, I'll start there. Happy because it's 11 months of me kind of just really committing to trusting this journey of being microlocked. 11 months of me not necessarily having to do too much with my hair, right? 11 months of me not ever having to like wash, detangle, deep condition, treat, braid, figure out what my next hairstyle is going to be, like just not having to deal with like the hassle of doing my hair. It's also been 11 months of me watching my hair transition and grow. And so those are some of the things that make me happy, as well as just really liking my hair, really liking the way that my hair is maturing, just kind of enjoying this second lock journey of mine. I just love the retention in length that my hair has been able to retain. I also really enjoy, going to the salon and having that day to kind of just feel pampered. Go in, have someone else do the service, and be able to leave with a nice, fresh retie and clean scalp. So, in terms of me feeling anxious, sad, and a little concerned, there has been a couple of things that I've noticed with my hair. So at 11 months, I did not think that I would be dealing with thinning. Yes, you all heard right. I have mild thinning areas in two places in particular in my hair, and that was really a surprise for me. I realized that, and I'll show you all what I'm referring to in a separate clip. A few locks in the area nearest to my scar, the body of those locks seemed to be particularly skinnier than I recall them being in the beginning of my lock journey. And so initially I thought to myself, is there something wrong with my hair due to perhaps the rotation that's being done on my hair? For a little background, I started my lock journey with a 2-point rotation. That's how my hair was initially started, on a 2-point rotation. Somewhere down the line, I do not know when, my rotation changed to a 3-point rotation, to which I recently found out from the salon owner of the salon that I go to, who initially installed my hair, that she no longer does 2-point rotations. Her and the rest of the staff, they no longer do 2-point rotations due to them realizing that the 2-point rotation causes holes. And so they transitioned to doing the 3-point rotation. And so I kind of thought that perhaps the change in rotation might have been causing the body of the lock to kind of be skinny from roots to a certain point, and then it would get like fat on the end, is what I realized was happening with like maybe 4 of the locks in this specific area here. And so that was a big concern for me, because honestly I was just like, why does my hair feel like this? It feels like my locks are gonna break. That is what that is how my hair felt. It felt like my locks were gonna break, and I was not happy at all. And so when I went for my most recent retie, I mentioned it to the salon owner. I showed her what was happening in my hair, and she determined that it appears as if I have some breakage happening, which I also did realize that, but it kind of felt like, and still even feels like, it just happened overnight. I feel like my hair, the locks in that area went from being really consistent to not consistent in a matter of days. I will admit that I have hand in hair syndrome. And so I typically, especially because I'm very sensitive about the scar slash bald spot that I have in the middle of my hair, I'm constantly feeling in that area just to make sure that things are like just kind of checking out, if you will. It's a habit to kind of like touch this area of my hair, and I'm like, okay, could I have been the reason for it? I don't know what the source of the thinning is, but I know that literally the day before I went to get my retie, I was kind of like really looking in the mirror at my hair, and I looked at the scalp and I was like, why does it look like my hair is breaking in that area? And so, as I mentioned, when I was speaking to my loctician, she also kind of confirmed that it appears as if I had thinning in that area. Neither of us know where it's from. She did express that she doesn't think the rotation perhaps has anything to do with it. She kind of asked me, was there anything that changed in like my lifestyle? Like, was my hair rubbing up against anything? And in the moment, I'm just like, no, everything's quite the same. I don't think I'm doing anything different. I don't really do much to my hair. But as I jog my memory, I'm like, you know what? Well, I did do Bantu knots, which you all saw that recording. I did do Bantu knots in my hair. That was the first and last time that I did a style in the 11 months. And the reason why I say last time is because I will admit that the Bantu knots were tight. My Bantu knots were tight. I didn't keep them in for long. Initially, when I put them in, I had them in for 2 days. I took them out, and then I did them again, and I had them in for maybe like another 3 days, or maybe possibly 4, but it didn't go past 5 days. And they were tight. I felt like they were more tight around the edges, and I did notice that around my edges, I had, you can tell when your hair pulls from the root because you have that like kind of white follicle. When I took the Bantu knots down and washed my hair, I noticed that I had a couple of like hair follicles that like came out because I saw that like white tip, and I was like, holy crap, I did those mad tight and I shouldn't have done that. And so I did start thinking, I'm like, could it have been from the Bantu knots that caused the thinning in that area? That was a thought. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, she also asks, has my hair like kind of been rubbing up against anything? And I'm like, not necessarily, but as I mentioned in a previous video, I have started back on my movement practice. I'm working out again about 3 to 4 times a week. I'm doing Pilates utilizing the reformer machine, and most recently I started doing chair Pilates. And so if you're familiar with the reformer machine, it is a machine that you do lay back on. And I will say that because I'm laying back on the machine and a number of the exercises require me to like kind of go back and forth, I thought to myself, I'm like, is my head rubbing up on the machine? Yes. I typically wear like a headband on my hair, and so because the thinning is happening like in the crown, I was kind of apprehensive because I'm like, well, the crown of my head is not planted on the machine. It's more so the back part. So I'm just not really sure, again, the root cause of the thinning, but these are some things for me to kind of like keep in mind. So since my last retie, I have been like covering my hair during Pilates with my do-rag. If I'm like on a mat, or if I'm on the reformer machine, I have started covering my hair. I also have a silk pillowcase. I cover my hair every night even when I have a hat on, right? When I'm wearing like knitted hats, I make sure that there's a do-rag on my hair, and then I tend to put like the hat on my head when I'm home and I'm just kind of like lounging around. Even I'll still wear my do-rag because my hair can potentially be like rubbing up against the couch and things like that. And so I have been pretty responsible in that regard. But yeah, that's what's kind of been happening. And so during that, my last retie, my loctician decided to give me an infrared treatment, which I'm going to include some clips in this video so that you all can see that. She utilized the Nairobi shampoo and conditioner that targets early on-site thinning. She utilized those two products in my hair. I'll also include that in the description below, and also clip it up in this video for you all to see. Once my hair was shampooed, it was then conditioned, and the treatment, I believe it was the conditioner that they used as the treatment, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I took a picture of the treatment. Nonetheless, the treatment and or conditioner was placed on my scalp, and then I was placed underneath the steam cap for the infrared treatment, and that felt really good on my scalp. I haven't had my hair steamed or treated since being locked, and so we did discuss incorporating that into my reties over the next couple of months as we monitor the situation around like the thinning area of my hair. And so I did feel comforted with that, but obviously that's an additional cost, right? On top of the cost that you pay for having your hair retied, which we all know is not necessarily cheap. And so this is going to cost me some extra funds. While my first treatment was comped, it is something that's going to be an add-on for my next reties. And so that's where like the sadness is coming from. I also feel like in my particular journey, there has been a number of times where I have had to bring things to the awareness of my loctician that I haven't necessarily been satisfied about. And so that can feel a little frustrating because, you know, you don't want to necessarily, I don't want to necessarily be the client to kind of always have an issue, if you will. But I will say that in my years of just having hair, I have experienced hair trauma really and truly by the hands of stylists that happen to be Black. And it can cause anxiety when going to a new stylist, just because the moment I feel like something isn't particularly right with my hair, the fear of, oh no, it's happening again. The fear of, oh no, I may potentially lose my hair, or, you know, whatever it might be, that fear kind of revisits. And so I had the very transparent conversation with my loctician, who's also the salon owner of the salon that I go to here in Brooklyn. And I will say that for every time I have had a concern, she has been very receptive. And I also just want to encourage anyone out there that's considering locks or whatever kind of hairstyle it is that you have currently to, again, advocate for yourself, advocate for your hair. Currently, I am considering also getting a second opinion from another loctician just to make sure that everything's checking out. My loctician also suggested perhaps getting an appointment with my dermatologist just to make sure that there's not like a scalp condition, which I do intend to do as well, just to make sure that I'm checking all the boxes with my hair. And so those are the concerns that are causing like the anxiousness and the sadness, because I really do like my hair. I enjoy the salon that I go to. It's super convenient because it's not far from my home. I don't have to travel really far. The salon experience is decent for the most part, and I've been enjoying my hair and kind of how my hair is maturing. And so I don't want to have to make a change, but if things are not going in the way that I feel like they should, then I will make that change. But overall, I don't want to necessarily have to do that right at 11 months. I'm close to a year coming up next month, literally. And so I feel like I've also come too far for my hair to also kind of be doing what I don't want it to do, which is thinning and or falling out. And so those are some of the concerns that I have. But outside of those things, there isn't any thinning happening in any other part of my hair. My loctician did go in and do some corrections in some of my locks because I did have some holes in some areas, and where the thinning was happening, she just kind of went in and kind of like crocheted those areas just to provide some more uniformity in the locks. And for the most part, I'm satisfied. Let's get into a 360 of my hair. Let me bring you a little closer. So this is what my hair is looking like. As you all remember, I did have my center part reconstructed, if you will. And so these are those newer locks that was installed in my hair. And after my most recent retie, I literally noticed, I guess this would be considered a hole. And now I'm trying to find the lock. And I don't even know if I can locate it, but oh, here it is already. So this lock here, there is a space in this area, but my hair kind of covers it, and I'm just like wondering like if my hair is gonna like kind of mat around it. I'm sure it will, but I did notice that there was like a space here, which would be considered, I guess, like a hole after my retie. But these locks constantly kind of have to be, for the most part, kind of like reinstalled because they are still new, and these were installed using the interlocking method, which is different than how my other locks were installed. But this is how the front is looking. I had concern about this lock right here because it felt like like it's thin in this space. So I felt like it felt like it was just gonna like snap off, and it kind of still feels thin to me. But again, she did fix a number of the locks that had holes in them, and so this one is a little better. But I've been being mindful, and like I mentioned, I have no intentions of doing any more styles on my hair because tension, until my hair is strong enough. At 11 months, this is how we're looking. This is the area that I am concerned with. So if you can see here, from the roots, it's skinny here, and then there's a little lump, and it gets kind of fatter on the end. I'm also going to show you some clips of what it looked like prior to getting my hair retied as well. So the body of this feels just a little skinny to me. This is the area where the breakage is occurring. As you can see, this lock here, again, the end is a little puffy, and then from the root to here, it's skinnier. And so this is where my concern is. But as I mentioned, these locks, the area was fixed or corrected. I also have, and I don't even know if you want this, I'm showing you the right thing. I actually have a mirror, so I'm going to take a look in the mirror and hope that it works. And so over here on this side, I also have a spot that is seemingly thinning based on what my loctician shared with me. And I'm just using the mirror so that I can make sure I'm showing you all, giving you all a good visual, because I literally can't see what's happening back here. I still have buildup on the ends of these locks, but as you all know, I'm not even stressing over it because I fully intend to dye my hair once my hair is healthy enough to be dyed. But this is what the back of my hair is looking like. we'll come over to this side, what this side is looking like. And so overall, it's healthy. I don't have thinning in any other areas, but I obviously want to make sure that if there is something happening, I kind of nip it in the bud early on. In terms of products, as I mentioned, my loctician did use the Nairobi brand on my hair this time around. This is the first time she utilized this shampoo that is for early onset thinning. And so she also recommended I purchase the Nairobi Recovery Balm. It's literally a hair balm. It smells pretty decent. I hope you all can see that. This is kind of how the consistency of it looks. And so it does a great job at just kind of like, I'll put some right here in the front, melting down into my scalp without feeling like super heavy or anything. And it's something that can also be used like on the ends of your hair as well. It has petroleum, olive oil, capsicum, ginger root, protein, aloe oil, panthenol, sesame oil, vitamin A, D, and E, green mint oil in it. And so I've been using this. This is something that could be used daily. She also suggested I use this Nairobi Recovery Scalp Treatment for fine or thinning hair. And so I've been using this twice a week. She suggested only using it twice a week and only using it on the areas of my hair where we discovered like the sparsey kind of thinning occurring. And so I am really, really hoping that my hair just continues to thrive and that these issues that I'm experiencing is minor and that it's not connected to anything major. I'm going to go to my dermatologist as my loctician suggested, just to make sure that everything is kind of checking out. But I've really been loving my hair. It's an investment. Again, as you all know, right? It's definitely not cheap. And so I want to protect my investment. And so I am going to, again, get a second opinion from another loctician. I'm going to visit my dermatologist. And if I have to get a third opinion from a third loctician, I'm definitely open to doing that, just to make sure that, you know, to protect the integrity of my hair and the health of my hair. Summertime is around the corner and I'm super excited for the sun to just really kiss my scalp and for my hair to continue maturing. I'm really looking forward to the summer. I'm looking forward to the beach, swimming, and just like, you know, allowing my hair to soak up all of the goodness that the environment has to offer. And so again, I don't want to lose my hair. I don't want to lose my hair. That's not the space that I'm in right now. And so, I'm sending my own self and my own hair love because, honey, it's going to be a year. It's going to be a year next month. And I anticipate that we can all stay on this journey together, that I can continue updating and perhaps inspiring those of you who want to lock your hair, those of you who have maybe similar hair in length to mine and you're kind of apprehensive on locking it. I want you all to be and to continue being a part of this journey for however long it lasts. And so I will keep you all updated next month for our 1 year microloc anniversary. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. That's it for our 11th month update. Thank you all for watching. And again, please stay a while. Remember that I'm going to, as always, include clips at the end of this. And so I hope that you all stay for the end of this so that you can get some more insight on what my hair has been looking like over the past month and a half, I guess, since my last update and since my most recent retie. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.